My name is Spencer Heim. I am a personal trainer here at Ability360, and I've been here for about a year. I am from Arizona. I was born here in Phoenix. I'm a proud Phoenician. My family moved away, and I couldn't. I stayed. And I went to school. I have a bachelor's, and then I went and got a personal training certification through National Academy of Sports Medicine about a year later. And then I went back to school after working for a physical therapist and became a physical therapist assistant, or I was a certified therapist assistant. And so I have a neuroscience, which I hope carry over to the audience here today. So what we're going to do, the way this is going to work, is we're going to go through, I'll give you guys a little more of an intro here in a second. We're going to take you through a warm-up. I'll break down what we're going to do in the warm-up and why, how it relates to the core, and then we're going to do a core workout. So again, today is going to be a core workout. So this is with United and Ability360. So welcome to the show for the day. All right, and on top of that, if you guys have any questions, if you want, any viewers that are on there right now, if you guys have any questions, feel free to type them into the chat. It should be there at the bottom of the screen. We have Brielle behind the camera over here. She'll be able to answer any questions or shoot them over to me, and she should be giving me live captions of anything or any details that also need to be covered in the workout here. So really briefly, I want to talk to you about what your core is. You hear it all the time in exercise science and fitness publications. You hear about the core everywhere. For our purposes and for our definition, the core is really anything below your rib cage and above your hips. Okay, you can think of it as all of the muscles that keep the visceral tissue in place, that don't have bones around it in your spine. So everything through here, above and below, including your diaphragm and your pelvic floor, that's your core. It's not just your abdominals, and it definitely includes the muscles around your spine, which typically get ignored. So we're going to include all of those today. We have a couple movements. The handful are going to go for time, and at the very end, we're going to add something difficult. So we can scale all this. If you have a very low level of ability in certain exercises and a higher level ability in others, you'll find you can fit everything into this workout today. At the very end, like I said, we're going to have something a little more challenging for everybody. So to start off, for our warm-up, we're going to do something called a YWTL. So let me flip through my workout sheet here. So YWTLs are exactly what they sound like. You can do these with your arms over your head, or you can just do them with your shoulders. They're really brief. We're going to hold each position for a few seconds, and all we're doing is taking our arms up or shoulders up and trying to make a Y shape. So bring them up, and when you do this, you're trying to pull your shoulder blades back. So after you get your hands over your head or arms up, shoulders up, whatever you can do, hold back. Hold for a few seconds here. So again, this is the standard position. And then we're going to keep those shoulder blades drawn back to your spine. Hold them towards it. Make a W shape. Again, you can do this without your arms up. Sit there, pull back, hold. You should feel every muscle between your shoulder blades pulling towards your spine. We're working on posture here. From there, reach out to a T shape and pull it back a little further. We're drawing those hands up, or palms up towards the ceiling and thumbs back. Try to get those shoulder blades towards the spine. And the last one, the hardest one here, keep your shoulder blades towards the spine. Pull down, drop your elbows, almost like you're making a Superman or Wonder Woman posture. Hold that. You should feel everything below your shoulder blades tightening up, and then relax. That's one sequence. That's a Y, W, T, L. That's why I call them that. So we're going to do that one more time, and then we're going to go into some controlled breathing. So arms overhead or shoulders up. Bring them back once you're there. So don't just lift them. Draw your shoulder blades towards your spine. Keep that active contraction going. Bring it down to a W shape. Once you're in this W shape, get palms towards your ears. The best position there. Keep your shoulder blades back. Feel the muscles between your shoulder blades firing. Then reach out to a T shape. If you're anyone who's worked with me online or in person, you've done these a bunch of times. Some of you guys are very familiar with this. And the last thing, bring it down towards your spine. Elbows come to your sides. Keep contracting. Keep that contraction. And relax. All right, so that's the last part of the YWTLs. Can we get a fan on me? When this workout gets going, it's going to get really difficult. I'm already starting to sweat. And that's not just because I'm camera shy. So, deep breathing. We're going to talk about a certain way we do deep breathing. Oh, thank you, Christian. That's awesome. So, we want to focus mostly on the diaphragm. We want to bring air into the bottom of our lungs and then fill up our chest cavity. So, think of, I use the example, imagine you're pouring water into a vase. The water hits the bottom of the vase and then it can overflow. That would be coming out your mouth. That's when the breath out would start. So, sit upright. It should be easier now that we fire everything around our spine. Your postural muscles should feel nice and warmed up. Start here, and it does help to have a hand on your diaphragm and one kind of right under your collarbones, and fill up after breathing out. Fill your lungs up to your palm, up to your palm. What? Keep breathing up so you feel it up here by your collarbone. Let the air out. The smoother you can make that breath, the better. The smoother you can make this contraction or the series of contractions occur, the better. There's about 8 muscles that do your, or allow you to breathe in. A few more. So last one. Really breathe into your diaphragm now. Try to push your stomach down with your breath. Okay, and relax. So here's a point where I would recommend everyone who needs water, go grab it. Make sure it's close to you. If you need a towel for sweat, you probably will sweat. If you don't sweat during this workout, then either that's due to a neurological condition or you're not working hard enough. It should be easy to sweat here. All right, so we're going to get started in just a moment here. If you have any questions already, feel free to fire them over the Zoom chat, and then I'll start breaking down the exercises. I'm also going to set up my timer, so we'll be ready to go here in just a few minutes. How many people do we have in?
We've got Katie. So good to see you.
Hey, Katie.
And we've got Julie, and we've got Jessica, and Taylor, and John.
Awesome. All right. We already got a little bit of a crowd. Hey, if you have friends that want to join, now's a good time. We haven't started the workout yet, and they can jump in. I'll keep explaining everything and breaking it down as we go. So you can post this on your Facebook, wherever now. It'd be awesome. We can get more people in here. Like I said, they don't have to start right at the beginning. You guys are lucky you got here. Julie, actually, it's her second workout with me today. So I apologize, Julie. This is going to be tough. All right, so the first exercise, if you guys are ready, what I want you to do is find a wall or any surface that you can push against, anything you can push sideways against, like a sturdy desk, anything that's going to be around the navel or up to your shoulders. We're going to start with that one. I'm actually going to turn sideways. I'm going to use the wall here. We're going to do an isometric rotational exercise. So the first thing we're doing is going to look like this. I'll break it down, and then I'll set up a timer, and we're going to go for it. So here I'm using a wall. I'm going to turn sideways. I'm actually going to put my hands together. You can use your elbows. You can cross your arms. There's a bunch of ways to go about this. What we're doing is we're using that surface to prevent rotation. So I'm trying to move this way. The wall's going to stop that, and you're going to keep that contraction going the whole time. So whatever you find works for you, you can do it the harder, or it'll be harder as you reach out. So the hardest version, you're going to be using your hands out here. It's going to get a little bit easier right about here. You can also reach across and push. All right? So for this one, you're going to be going for 45 seconds. We're doing 3 each side. All right? So with this, you'll see me suffer a little bit with you. But hopefully everyone's about ready now. We're going to go here in about 5 seconds. So you're going to push into that wall, and you're going to keep pushing as if you're trying to push yourself over or push the wall down. All right, 3, 2, 1. We're going for 45 seconds. Start pushing there. The clock. There we go. Keep rotating. So what's happening right now is you should feel a contraction on the side of the side of your torso that you're pushing. So right now I'm using my right hand against the wall. My right obliques are firing. Internal obliques are firing especially hard. Let those all the way across your abdomen, in your rib cage. Make sure to keep breathing while you maintain that contraction. Got a little more than 10 seconds to go. Put this on the other knee next. 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1, and pause. Okay, breathe for a moment. We got 2 more rounds on that side. So again, I'll do a different version for this one. I'm going to push my right elbow in, same exact thing. You might feel this a little more across the body depending on your position in the chair, but same exact exercise we're working on torso rotation right now. So 45 seconds, find something you can push again, start the rotation and maintain it the whole time. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. Push it. Yeah, now it's just pushing my right elbow into the wall. It's making it hard to talk. You should feel this all the way across that right side. Maintain that contraction. Don't stop. Again, keep breathing. You'll notice too, the more upright you are, the more you'll feel. 10 more seconds. Try to keep your chin off your chest. Keep pushing. 3, 2, 1, done. Good. Okay, one more of those. Anybody else doing it?
That's it.
Awesome. Hey, Gus. Gus is technically my boss, and he works out with me.
Get it, Spencer.
All right, last round, same thing. We're going to do an isometric rotation. So find that surface you're going to push again. Last one. Again, the further out your hands are, the more difficult the rotation is going to be to maintain. All right, so I'm going to go about halfway with this one. 3, 2, 1, go. You press in, find whatever position is comfortable. Keep that contraction the whole time. Your chin should stay off your chest. Back should be upright. Really think we put the hair on now. But you never think about pushing against the wall as a way of working out. How many people push against the wall every day? All right, 10 seconds left. We're going to switch sides. This is the most boring exercise, by the way. So you guys are worried this is going to be the whole workout. And done. Okay. All right. Turn around. Same exact exercise, other side. So rotate here. And you'll see me go through all 3 difficulty levels again. So starting off, pushing against the wall, I'm going to have my hands out just to make it a little bit harder. All right, 45 seconds, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Upright, push into that wall, and feel the contraction. If you feel your left leg lifting out the chair a little bit, you're definitely doing it right. And try to keep the chin off your chest. That's the main thing you see people start to do when they get fatigued, is they start to look down. That actually makes it harder to breathe. 20 seconds to go. Keep looking forward. Keep firing those muscles. Don't forget to breathe. 3, 2, 1, done. Good. All right. Next round, I'm going to do a little easier version. So again, you can cross your arms here and press in. They're still firing the same muscles. You're still training them. You just may not fire them with as much intensity. A couple deep breaths. Again, if you need to stop during this, if you start to get lightheaded, definitely take a break. Make sure you're upright, getting full breath in and out. All right, round 2, starting in 3, 2, 1. Cross the arm. Push against the wall. Maintain that contraction. Anything sturdy around you, you can use this every day. Great postural warm-up. We have any athletes in the audience right now? Anything you do in your sport that involves rotation? Should be most of the things you do most likely. This is an awesome warm-up. 10 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1, done. Okay, one more round. The last one for this, then we'll get to some of the more fun exercises.
These are fun, Spencer.
And they're all fun, right? Exercise is great. You say that, when I'm doing my ring workouts, I always ask myself why. Or I don't run. Running is my least favorite type of exercise. I'm the only person in my family too. Everyone in my family is a track athlete. All right, last one. So I'm going to go middle. All right, so this is going to be the medium difficulty. So I'm about halfway out. I'm going to push it with the other arm. In 3, 2, 1, start pushing. Give out your posture. Focus on the control of your breathing, your chin being up off your chest. The harder you push in, the more it's going to make you work. $15 seconds. Last 5 seconds. And done. All right. Moving on to the second exercise here. So, Julie, if you're still in the audience, you already know about this one. We got upward wood chops. The way we're doing this one, I want you guys to think of a figure 8. I want you to make the goal here to lift your arms up, or if you're just moving your torso or your shoulders with us, you're lifting up and away. So I'm kind of moving up at a 45-degree angle across my body. So ideally, I'd have you clasp your hands right here, bring them down off the side by one pocket, and what you're going to do is lift up and away and drop down to the other side, up and away. Now, if you really want to make this difficult, feel free to add a weight. Another adaptation, again, you'll see this position a lot today, just kind of like a genie with your arms, whatever you want to call it. But you're moving up and away, that figure 8, just like this. So we start low, go to high. What we're doing here is going for 1 minute. We're only doing this 3 rounds. We're not doing 3 each side, right? So it's going to be 3 minutes of this, or each round is going to be 1 minute with a little break. So, starting here, again, this is the motion. Starting by one pocket, lift, reach across, opposite pocket, lift and reach across. Feel free to add a hand weight, whatever you got, make it a little bit more difficult. In 3, 2, 1, going for 1 minute. Just keep a consistent pace. You don't have to go fast on this. I'd rather you have really good control of your movement. That's going to train you more effectively. Same thing with weight training, same thing with calisthenics. Anything you do in terms of resistance training, you want to be able to control what you're resisting. So these big upward motions. Think about having an axe in your hand, chopping up at a tree. Halfway through already. If anyone in the audience has felled a tree before, that'd be really cool. Put that in the chat. There you go. Okay, I see a few guys now. I got a screen where I can see you guys moving. Keep reaching up and across. Up and across. And again, we got 10 seconds left. Just keep control of your torso. And done. Good. So we'll rest here. We'll do another minute of that. This is a long core workout today, guys. So, and it's going to progress in difficulty. It's going to get a little harder as we go. So after this exercise, we have another similar exercise, and then we're going to get even harder than that. So make sure you have water by you. Make sure you have a towel for sweat. Make sure there's nothing around that could be dangerous. You don't want to be hitting anything while you're in your chair. Okay, we're ready for round 2. Do a couple more deep breaths. And again, this is the second position. I'm going to do my rotations in that. In 3, 2, 1, starting upward rotation. Upward rotation. Reaching up and across. You guys notice I'm trying to get my breath in with the tempo of my movement. That 1 ensures that you're breathing the whole time. 2, it makes it go a little more sweet. Halfway through already. Up and across. Feel your rib cage moving, but your weight, the weight in your seat should stay about the same spot. You don't want your lumbar spine moving too much with this. 15 seconds left. Keep breathing. 3, 2, 1, and done. One more round of those, and we get to even more fun exercises. Any questions so far? Can we type anything in?
No questions.
There will be a dedicated time at the end, too. So if you guys are standing them, that's actually, I should say, that's preferable. But at the very end of the day, if you guys have anything specific, I'd love to answer. And I'll give you guys my email as well, in case you guys want to reach out to anything specific. So I'll take a couple more seconds to breathe, get a sip of water. After this exercise, I'm actually going to do the same thing. All right, in about 5 seconds, we're doing last round. I'm going to go back to hand out in front of me. 3, 2, 1. Down to your side, up and across. Just moving your rib cage like I talked about. Trying to get your torso moving, your hips in the same spot. So isolating that rotation a little more effective. Just keep moving. All right, 30 seconds in. Almost done with the last set of these.
Got 20 minutes left. Keep going.
Oh, man. Don't worry. We're going to have a lot of fun this last 20 minutes here. 10 more seconds. And done. Whew. All right. The next one is kind of the opposite motion from that. So we're going to be doing, we're rolling a boat. So we're going to be leaning in. The reason we're doing this one, and I mentioned this earlier, is it's going to work the muscles around our spinal column. So those are still involved in your core, the back of your core. So when we're doing this, you're going to want to lean forward just a little bit, as much as you can control, and you're going to want to use the muscles around your spine to lift you back up. So I'm going to turn sideways so I can give you guys a demonstration. Then we'll go into it here in a second. So facing this way, the motion's going to look like this. I'm going to have my hands here. But again, you can do it here, or you can just move your shoulders with me. Up to you. Again, the further out your hands are, the more difficult it'll be. You're going to reach down, and I am leaning forward. So I'm almost moving my off the shoulder to my knee. Now I'm firing the muscles along my spine to lift me back up to good posture. Same thing. So if you catch yourself swinging side to side, that's incorrect. Again, from the front, if you find yourself tilting over too much, that's not quite correct. You want to keep yourself in the same spot in the chair. So again, the weight on your seat shouldn't transfer too much. It's going to have to move, but you don't want to be wobbling. So here's the motion again. We go down, and then I lift my shoulders up. Down, lift my shoulders up. All right, so we're going to do this one for a minute each. Try to rubber a little more. We're going to start here in 3, 2, 1. Start rowing.
Some of them started early. They wanted to get in.
Oh, really?
Wrap.
Nice. I'm thinking of like one of those little boats in Venice in Italy where they have the guy in the striped shirt with the pole kind of pushing you through the canals.
Oh.
You know what I'm talking about? Does anyone know what those are called? You can type them in after this set.
Gondolas.
That's a gondola. Halfway through. They have gondolas at the San Diego Zoo. And when I was a kid, my best friend convinced his mom it was pronounced gondola the whole trip. So everyone at the zoo looked at her really weird.
They're forgetting they're even doing this exercise.
This one, that's good. You should just be able to keep going. Get you through it faster. I'm just here to have a good time. Almost done. 5 more seconds. Again, lean into it. Lift your shoulders up. Lean into it. And done. All right. Breathe for a moment. That one might have been easier for some of you guys. Might have been a little more difficult. This depends on your level of ability. So just scale it to what you can manage. Our goal here is to keep you going the whole time. All right. So the more movement you can get in that 1 minute, or the more controlled movement, like I said earlier, the better. So again, I'm going to do my second set like this. In case you guys were doing it that way, you'll see me do the same. Another variation on, tap your shoulders, whatever works for you. All right. You can go behind the head, whatever. Add your own little flavor to it. So in 5 seconds, 3, 2, 1, and go. So get down, shoulder or elbow to the opposite knee, and lift yourself up. Don't swing up. Lift yourself up. $20 in already. Keep moving. You guys ate a lot on Memorial Day? You feeling this right now? I did. 40 seconds in. That's 20 left. Keep going. I have one more round after this of this one, and we change it to another exercise. 10 more seconds here. Caught myself swinging a little bit. And done. Whew. All right, one more round of those. After this, we have something called Wonky Jacks. That's what I'm calling Julie. Julie did this with me this morning, too. She got to be a little guinea pig today. All right, last round. I'm going to go back to the position or the type where my hands are out in front of me. So this position, moving the whole time. For 1 minute, ready? 3, 2, 1. Reach out. Opposite shoulder to your knee. Or lift your shoulders up at the end. Don't let yourself swing. Stay under control. Catch yourself getting lightheaded, like I said earlier. You need a second to breathe. Absolutely take it. It's more important to keep going through, or keep going after you recover. $15 more seconds. Keep going. The last ones we're going to do on this exercise. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. All right. Okay, so breathe for a moment here. I'm going to break down the next exercise for you guys. So I call these Wonky Jacks. Call whatever you want. You're reaching overhead, you're twisting, you're doing all kinds of stuff. What you're doing, what you're really trying to accomplish here is to keep your lumbar or your spine, everything below your rib cage still, and tilt your rib cage. So you can do this shoulders up. You can do it arms up, elbows up. I'm going to be doing it elbows up. But again, the most important thing to do here is to try to get this up without tilting over. So if you look at if you can see my hips, I'm not lifting my hips in order to do that. I'm staying in place, trying to keep everything down here stable while moving my rib cage. So this is going to be the motion. You might feel a bit of a stretch there. You should feel contraction on the opposite side. So my right arm goes up, left obliques contract, and this side gets a stretch. Same thing on the other side. All right, we're doing this one for a minute as well. And if you catch yourself, again, if you catch your kind of booty lifting on one side, you want to recenter, start back into our go back to your starting position, and then keep going. All right, so for 1 minute here, in 3, 2, 1, lift. If you have a weight, now's a great time to incorporate it. Just make sure to keep your arm a little straighter and reach it towards the ceiling. Don't let it distract you from what you're trying to do with your hips and your lower abdomen. Already halfway through. Keep moving. Again, I'm trying to get my breath in timing with my motion. So as I go through this, don't ever get lightheaded. 3 seconds, 2, 1, and done. Good. 2 more rounds of that one. And I'll warn you guys, the last exercise is the most advanced. We're going to scale it. We're going to do every possible version of it. And I'm going to go through every version as well. I'm going to try to do the hardest ones for as many rounds as I can. Back. Now let's get a chance to get a water break. I'm going to grab my water really quickly. Okay. Chill off a little bit. All right, if you're not sweating at home, then you're not in a hot enough room. If you're in Arizona, you can just open the window right now. It's like 106.
I can see them. Looks like they're working hard.
But it's the dry heat. Yeah, it's like living in a hair dryer. When the wind blows, it's worse. Okay, round 2 in 3, 2, 1, reach. Elbow goes up. Lumbar, spine, and hips stay as stationary as possible. You'll get a little movement. You're not lifting your hips up, not trying to move too much in the chair. Again, if you want to add a reach to this to get a little bit more extension, feel good on the ribs. Make sure you don't tip when you do it. Good. 30 seconds in already. Last 15 seconds here. Keep reaching that shoulder high. Lean a little too far on that one. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and done. Good. One more round of those. A couple deep breaths. Try to stay relaxed. And we'll cool down again at the end. So after this, after these exercises, we're going to go through a cool down. We're going to go through some more breathing exercises. We'll go through the YWTLs again. One more round of these. All right. So we'll get nice and upright for the last round. Again, try to keep your rib cage moving with everything below it staying still. In 3, 2, 1. I'm going to do this first. Raise your shoulder. Again, I'm just moving my ribs. The reason we were moving our arms was to get a little bit more out of the rib cage. If you're doing it this way, you're doing it right. At this point, it's normal to start getting tired, putting your chin on your chest, forgetting about your form. Halfway through already. Keep breathing. Don't stop yet. 10 seconds left. Three, 2, 1, and done. All right, and relax. Okay, so we're going to take a second to talk about this last exercise. There's a lot of different ways to do it. The first thing I'm going to mention is lock your wheelchair. If you're in a power wheelchair, obviously you just turn it off. If you're in a chair that wheels that are, you're self-propelled, keep them still. Okay, we're going to use your wheels to brace again. You can also have your power wheelchair, or if you have a wheelchair with armrests, you can have those down. You can use your elbows to brace. So there's a couple ways to go about this. All right, we're going to start with something called core bracing, and we're going to work our way up a little bit. So we're going to start working on it. It's the knee raise is what we're going to accomplish. We're going to talk about this for a second. So everyone go to tall posture here. Remember we talked about earlier with the top of your core being your diaphragm and the bottom being your pelvic floor. What we're going to try to do is move those two apart. So imagine that your pelvic floor is a bowl and your rib cage is or your diaphragm is a bowl. Separate them. So lift them apart. breathe out and pull those balls together without hunching forward. So when you sink down into this really tight position, you try talking, it'd be a little difficult, and then relax. That's what we're going to achieve. As we do that, we're going to be pushing down. You can use your elbows. I'm going to be pushing into my chair, and we're going to add knee raises to this. It's going to be isometric. We're only going for 10 seconds, so it's not going to be terrible. Everyone here could probably manage 10 seconds. If you need to cut early, that's fine. But you're going up and holding that position without curving too much. It's a hard technique. So again, face this way. So I'm going to bring my rib cage down without hunching, pushing against my chair, lift my knees here, and we're going to hold. This might be shaking already. That's a 10-second hold. All right? Timer here. This is the first progression. Just doing the core bracing. Second progression, pushing in and core bracing. Third progression, pushing in and lifting the knees. All right? Starting in 3, 2, 1. Whichever progression works for you. Try to round your shoulders. Lift those knees if you can. Push. Done. And relax. Good. 10 of these. Don't want to keep counting. I don't know, I'm definitely going to lose count around 4 or 5.
Everyone knows that I'm a bad counter for exercise.
Someone on the call, please keep down. Or it might not have me keep going. I can't see them right now, so you guys have me do this all day. All right, so round 2, same thing. Isometric contraction. If you're starting here and you're holding the contraction for 10 seconds, that's great. You can add in a brace, the elbows, the hand. Even better, if you can lift the knees, that's as hard as I'm going to make it. Now, if we have an athlete in the audience, you have someone who really wants to challenge it, push yourself out of the chair and manage that contraction without rounding. That was actually poorly done. You can go here and hold. All right? 3, 2, 1, brace, push in, lift your knees. 10 seconds. Don't let your shoulders fall forward. Don't let your chin come down. And done. That's 2. And the left 2. All right. A little less rest between this next one and the next, or the one after. Or so that last one, this next one. Tell them working out because my speech is getting worse. I can't remember what a gondola was called. All right. 3, 2, 1. Brace. Push in, lift your knees. Keep your chest up, keep your chin up. Don't fall forward towards the knees. Try to lift them up as you stay upright. Done. And relax. Good. 3. All right. I'm going to go to the first progression for this next 2, or for this next one. Second progression for the third. And then I'm actually going to come off the chair. I'll try to do some gymnastics here. All right. Next one. Just core bracing. 3, 2, 1. Pull in. Stay upright. You should feel every muscle between your rib cage and your hips fire. Still breathe. It should be difficult. Done. Good. That was a little more than 10 seconds. That was 4, right? 4? Okay. That's 4. All right. Next one, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to push in. So you're pushing into your wheels, your armrests, elbows, hands, doesn't matter. But you're not letting your shoulders hunch forward. You're staying up. All right. 3, 2, 1. Brace. Push. 10 seconds here. Same thing. You should feel every muscle between your rib cage and your hips fire. Everything that you got access to, keep it firing and pause. And relax. That's 5. Next one, lift the knees, and then I'll lift off the chair for 6 and 7. All right. 3, 2, 1. Brace in. Push into the chair. Lift the knees. Shoulders up. Chest up. Chin up. Hold it. Hold it. I'm shaking here. And done. All right. That was 6. We got 4 more. I'm going to do the hardest version here. I'm going to push out of the chair. As I do this, I'm trying to keep my chest, my shoulders up. All right, 3, 2, 1. Brace. Push in. Lift your knees. we have anyone in the audience that can push themselves out of the chair? Maybe we'll do a contest at the end.
Impressive, Spencer.
And relax. Who's that? All right, that was 6 or 7. All right. That was 7. 6. Anyone in the audience know this is what we talked about? This is what I talked about. Okay, I can talk to you about the exercise with the moral joint, but I cannot count to 10. All right. Next round.
4 minutes of exercise.
Brace, push in, lift the knees. And done. Good. 8. We're calling that 8. Couple deep breaths. Again, make sure you're managing your posture between these. Don't let yourself hunch. Don't let your shoulders round forward, and don't let your chin hit your chest. All right, stay upright, stay tall. Deep breath. 3, 2, 1. Brace. Push in. Lift the knees. Hold it. And good. That's 9, right? 9. I was going to say 8 last. Maybe like a whiteboard here so I can chop things off.
They can do 11.
So I'll bring in something we can play Pictionary during it next week, something like that. All right, last round. 10 seconds. So brace to start. 3, 2, 1. Brace in. Push down. Lift the knees. And done. All right. That is a wrap on the workout. We're going to do a quick cool down. And if you have any questions while we're doing the cool down, feel free to throw them in the chat. I'd love to answer questions you guys have about the core, specific muscles, specific exercises, anything that you guys have been recommended by somebody else that you need to modify. Love to give you guys any feedback on that. But we're going to start with these YWTLs when we're doing that. So starting off, go up to upright posture, arms up or shoulders up, and draw them back. And try to hold it for a second or two here, really contracting everything through the shoulder blades. And then bring it down to a W. Still pulling your shoulder blades together. So many people do these and they feel like they can stand up taller afterwards. Reach out to a T. And down to an L. And when you're doing this, you're dropping your shoulders. You should feel everything below your shoulder blades firing. And relax. Breathe for a second. We'll do one more round of those. My orthopedics and my neurology professor in school both made us stand up before every test and do the Y, like a power pose. We all have more confidence. I guess research shows that makes you feel better. All right, Y again. Reach up. Pull back. You guys come to these workouts with me on Wednesdays, it's going to be full of anecdotes. And then down to a W. Talk about Italian gondola pushers. We'll get some exercise done. Reach out to a T. And then down to the L. Last one here. Again, drop your shoulders. It's the hardest one to do. We typically don't fire our lower tracts on the day. And relax. Okay. Then we're going to go through our breath control. All right. So going to be upright again, making sure you have good posture in the chair. So get upright, kind of like we did with this last exercise. We're focusing on the diaphragm and then lifting our rib cage up with the breath. So it starts down here. You breathe air all the way to the bottom of your lungs. Fill up and let it spill out your mouth. That's a full breath. So we'll do 5 of these. Feel your bottom hand move first. 2. 3. Deep breath in. 4. Last one. 5. All right. I think that was like exactly 45 minutes too, right? That was like right on 5. Do we have any questions at all? If you guys think of one later, Brielle, would you mind putting my email in the chat right now?
Already did.
Awesome. Spencer.Hine@gmail. All right.
We'll unmute everybody if they want to say goodbye.
If anyone has any questions, again, thank you guys for joining me. I really enjoyed it. This was great. I probably wasn't going to get a workout in today otherwise. It was supposed to be my rest day. But thank you guys for joining me. The Move United Sports and Ability360 Sports and Fitness Center combined workout today. I love doing this kind of thing, and I'll be back next Wednesday with a different workout for you guys. All right? Again, if you have any questions about the exercises today, feel free to reach out.